Good morning, guys. There's a lot of stuff today. Jerome Powell's testifying on the Hill. Bank earnings are coming out. Nike factories are shutting down. More. All right, guys, let's see. I want to see Bank of America because Bank of America is one of the employed trader stocks. And I said yesterday to the Bid and Ask Nation, I said, we're either going to get a gap one way or the other, in my opinion, and we have gap down. So it's gap below the 100-day moving average. Hey, this is, I can't remember what I read. We're going to look at it in a second, but here we are right here, below the 100-day. Now, do I think it's going to stay below the 100-day? No, I think it's going to do what happened back here, and I think it's going to shoot back up and hold the 100-day. But that's the trend that we're going. Now, if we break down and get below this level of 38.50, 38.40, that's when I think, if we break under here, that's when I think we'll have some kind of free fall down here. And I think there will be, if that happens, I think there will be a little bit of a correction in the market. Whether it's 5%, 10%, either way, people are going to freak out. Especially the hype dorks that think that stocks only go up. So that's that. Now let's look at earnings calendar. So of course this morning we had Bank of America, Delta Airlines, Wells Fargo, Citi, BlackRock, PNC Financial. When is okay? Yep. So that was all before the bell. So that's our banks. Let's see tomorrow just to be prepared. Remember, guys, I want you looking at all of these before. We have Taiwan Semiconductors tomorrow. Morgan Stanley, U.S. Bank, Bank of New York, Mellon, Truist. Okay, and Friday, I think we have Schwab. Yes, we have Charles Schwab on Friday. So make sure you know your banks. Make sure you know the banks are reporting. Let's take a look at the yields, and then we'll move on to a brief synopsis of the news. Where's the 10-year? Okay, so it's ticking back up. So these are, the flattening is becoming less likely and such. But all right, so somebody brought up, I'm going to actually start at the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Inflation hedge. Somebody just said it, so I was like, okay, let's just do it. So Bitcoin drops below 32,000 as Fed rate hike bets on rise. Gold remains resilient. Bitcoin extended Tuesday decline, even as gold, a traditional inflation hedge, remained resilient to increased bets on faster monetary policy tightening by the Fed. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Bitcoin is nursing losses. This is my favorite part of the story. Bitcoin's weakness this morning could be associated with Fed rate hike fears. What the hell does that even mean? Who just randomly, arbitrarily said that this make-believe currency is now a hedge against inflation? And I don't understand how you have hundreds and hundreds of years of gold being a hedge against inflation, then all of a sudden this fake money comes in that there's nothing tangible behind it, and they're like, yeah, that's the new hedge against inflation. What are we even talking about here? Anyways, Bitcoin's a really good hedge against inflation, so I think you should go buy it instead of gold. I think that'll work out very well for you in the long run. Let's do Bank of America. This from Reuters. Bank of America profits surge even as low as interest rates. Even as interest rates are hurt. Well, they're not hurt. They're just incredibly low. Bank of America's second quarter earnings nearly tripled as it released loss reserves as it set aside from last year. But its mainstays lending business took a hit from lower interest rates. That's very common. I think we're going to start seeing that with the different banks, whether they get smoked from really hit really hard, or if it's just a little bit of a decline. I think lower interest rates are going to affect them. But on the flip side, long term, I think that we are going to be moving to the other side where banks are going to be profitable from high interest rates at some point. Maybe it's a decade, who knows. However, rock bottom interest rates to combat the economic fallout of the pandemic continued to erode the bank's net interest income, a key measure of how lenders can make on the difference between what they earn from the loans and the payout on the deposits. So here we go. Consumer spending has significantly surpassed pre-pandemic levels. Deposit growth is strong and loan levels have begun to grow. So things are moving. It's funny to see how the banks are getting hit this much. I guess the only thing that I can see that's coming in badly for banks, if they do loans on a grand scale, Bank of America is the only one that I know that does loans on a pretty large scale. I'm trying to think. JP Morgan doesn't. I mean, everybody does loans, but not on a grand scale. JP Morgan doesn't. Schwab indirectly does through Quicken Loans. Citibank, not that I'm aware of. Wells Fargo does. Wells Fargo also does a lot of auto loans. So we'll see how this is going to turn out. Even Bank of America, they don't do. I just got a loan through Bank of America for my home. That was an exam of my life. They know more than my lawyers and accountants know about my life. And it was to get a freaking mortgage. It was insane. Speaking of mortgages, weekly mortgage refinances spiked 20% after interest rates dropped to February low. It's funny, this drop went from 3.15 to 3.09. So even something little like that will do. We'll give a little spike to the market. Jonathan, thank you. Like I said, he said Bank of America does corporate loans. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But I'm trying to think of banks that do them on a grand traditional consumer like you and me out there trying to get a loan for. It's not like you're going to a Third Federal or a Quicken Loans or something like that where you get your typical mortgages from. Applications to refinance a home loan jumped 20% last week from the previous week. The average contract interest rate for a 30-year fixed, like I said, was 3.09. That was down from 3.15 just the week before. Mortgage rates fell for a second consecutive week as a result of the 30-year fixed rate hitting 3.09, lowest level since February of 2021. Refinance demand, however, was still 29% lower than the same week 1 year ago. I hate when they make these comparisons and they don't say anything like, even though last year at this time a year ago is when we cut rates to nearly zero and it was extremely enticing for people to go and refinance. Why don't you just say that in the damn story? These people are fraudsters. Mortgage applications to purchase a home rose 8% for the week. All right. Yeah. The supply of homes for sale is finally beginning to rise. I haven't seen it because I haven't been paying close attention, but if you guys are into the real estate stuff, please let me know. Especially if you're looking for a home, please let me know. Is there more stuff on the market for you? Mortgage rates began to climb again this week, though after consumer price index, one of the main benchmarks for inflation, rose at the fastest pace in nearly 30 years. So if we do continue to get higher inflation, your home values are certainly going to go up for you. I had a friend of mine last night. He really wanted to pay off his house because he's done very well trading stocks. And I was like, "What's your interest rate?" And it's in the 2s. And I'm like, "Man, don't pay off your house. There's no point of doing that. Just roll with it." And he was even wanting to pay more towards the principal. I'm like, just don't do that. You're getting money at, he's paying like 2.625% for 30 years fixed. And I'm like, man, just let it go. Don't worry about it. You have tons of cash. You have tons of money. You're bringing in basically 3 or 4 incomes a year with trading. So let it roll. All right. Lumber prices are way down, but don't expect new houses to cost less. This is crazy. July futures ended Tuesday at $599 per 1,000 board feet, down nearly 2/3 from the high of $1,711.20 hit in May. So now they started going and talking to the big CEOs of the home builders. The decline is benefiting builders and do-it-yourselfers and helping the allay fears of runaway inflation, hamstrings on the economic recovery. But still, buyers of new homes should not expect the discounts. Home builders say that they expect to collect higher profit margins rather than dropping the prices. So they talked to the chief executive of the KB Homes, and he said, we are not going to lower the prices of homes. We're going to collect the bigger margins. They talked to Lennar. Lennar said the exact same thing. So your housing prices for new starting homes in these what I call cookie cutter communities, because that's what they are. I like them. My parents have a home in one, but I like them a lot. But it's just that you're not going to see of it. So my parents paid, I think they paid $600 for the home to start the home. It was in one of those cookie cutter communities. And by about 3 months ago, they started at about 12 months prior to 3 months ago. So 15 months ago, they started the house. It was up $50,000 just to start that same home in the same neighborhood based on everything that's happening. So the prices are going up for sure. And I don't think they're going to be coming down anytime soon. All right. Jerome Powell, he's going to be testifying on the Hill today and tomorrow. So today he's going to testify in the House. Tomorrow he's going to testify in the Senate. And it's just the biannual testimony that he gives as an update on the economy to Congress. So I'm sure all of the people in Congress know exactly what he's talking about because they're very, very highly educated people on economies and whatnot. So it's probably a very good use of time. U.S. stock futures are mixed early Wednesday as investors await the testimony from Chairman Powell. Another measure of inflation. So the big thing was yesterday, the inflation number that came out from the CPI. So what's driving markets here? The central bank chief is to provide testimony to Congress as part of a semi-annual update to lawmakers about the economy. Any hint of the Fed's position any hint of wavering in the Fed's position is going to send markets one way or the other. And frankly, if he goes in there and he says anything about increasing rates in 2021 or early 2022, look out. And your Apple stock that you have flying high right now, it ain't going to be flying high much longer. So keep an eye on that. I think he's testifying around noon. Well, I think the testimony starts around noon. So that'll be that. All right. Adidas and Nike supplier suspends production at a Vietnam plant due to COVID. I pulled this story because I remember thinking back that Nike wanted to do $50 billion in revenue this year, and this one might take a little bit of a dig at it. So let's see here. Taiwan's Po Chen Corp, which makes footwear for companies such as Nike and Adidas, suspended operation in its plant in Ho Chi Minh City on Wednesday as COVID curbs hit factories and the country's business hub. So they've suspended business for 10 days due to this. there were other plants in the area that were suppliers of Samsung, Apple, other tech firms. Those have been suspended as well. This was interesting. Poi Yen, Vietnam, the largest employer in the city with 56,000 workers, was unable to arrange for its workers to sleep at the site as required by authorities to allow the businesses to remain open. That's incredible. They were just going to have people, instead of they're all quarantined together and keep producing stuff. It's nuts. So 29 other companies in this industrial park have suspended production due to this. I think it's a 10-day stay. So with the good news that just came out of Apple, I'll do that story next just because we're going to roll right into it. But Apple was talking about bringing out 90 million iPhones this year versus the traditional 75 million they bring out. And now we have this, and I don't know. This is I guess this COVID thing isn't over. So Apple seeks up to 20% increase on new iPhone production in 2021. So typically, they produce about 75 million units. This year, they're going for 90 million. Yesterday, the upgraded forecast for 2021 would suggest that the company anticipates the first iPhone launch since the rollout of COVID-19 vaccines will unlock additional demand. The next iPhones will be Apple's second shot at the 5G network. Now, I don't have 5G. This is actually, I was talking with somebody yesterday. This phone that I have is the iPhone 11 Pro Max Plus or something like that. The only two iPhones that I have not gotten, because I'm just a tech dork and I need to have the new one to play with it. I didn't get iPhone 1, the original, which didn't really do anything, and iPhone 12. Those are the two iPhones that I have not had. So I'm going to get iPhone 12 Plus or 13 or whatever it is, but there's no 5G. It says 5G on your phones. I run my phone against other people that have 5G, and I'm running LTE, and my LTE is faster in a lot of cases. So I'm just not buying all of this. I'm not buying all of this 5G stuff. I think it's a pipe dream in the format that they're saying it. So they're saying that they're going to come out with a 6.7-inch Pro model. I love that. The bigger, the better. While the design of the new Apple iPhones will remain largely unchanged, the company has plans to reduce the size of the front-facing camera, blah, blah, blah. The company has, this is one thing that I was really disappointed about. The company has tested an in-display fingerprint scanner for this year's devices. However, that feature will not likely appear. Sad. I really wanted that. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company stock rose 1.3% after Apple reported the upgrade to the output. Other companies that supply other things for the iPhones also increased in price, but now we have these companies in Vietnam shutting down. I don't know how that's going to affect it. Beyond that, all of these new products are coming out for Apple. So Apple is, for product-wise, they have a bright future looking ahead for the next, I would call it 18 months. So keep an eye on Apple. If you're in the Bid and Ask Nation, if you're in the okay, somebody who's just poking at Cleveland. Thresh, whatever your name is. There is no random 5G in Cleveland. Actually, if you would look, there were 33 cities for Verizon when they first rolled out their 5G. And Cleveland was one of those cities. So, suck it. Lucid Motors sees second half production start of plant expansion. Lucid, the Saudi-backed electric vehicle startup, is waiting to go public via Blank Check Company. That's Bill Ackman's. The company has finished its pre-production phase after a series of delays. And of course, they're with the Churchill Capital group. So it's on track for second half of 2021 to start production for customer deliveries. Guys, I actually think that if there's going to be a company, a startup company that runs to compete with Tesla, not Ford, not GM, anything like that. I mean a true startup. Then we are going to. I think they're the only ones that can compete. That's basically how I see it. So Lucid plans to have as many as 20 retail locations by the end of the year, and Apple has been just not Apple. Tesla has been getting rid of those locations like crazy. They used to be in every single mall, but to cut costs, they've been doing it. They've been cutting them. So the company has touted ranges in excess of 500 miles per charge. Tesla can't swing a bat at that right now. I think they're barely touching 400, though Apple has the capability to get to 500 because all they have to do is unlock more of the battery. But they like that preservation of battery, so it gives them 1 million miles of range per battery, and that's a big thing that they run on. So Churchill Capital, 4.4 billion in cash. Saudis put in $1 billion in 2018, like I've said many times. So this is going to be a good one. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with that. I think the Lucid car is awesome. If you haven't seen it, go to Lucid. All right. Before I go into reading some charts for you guys and answering your questions, I thought it would be interesting. I always talk about the plunger protection team and those people that are pumping markets and those who are buying futures, et cetera, et cetera. And I want to kind of go through and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So here I have 6 stocks: Home Depot, Delta Airlines, Bank of America, Microsoft, Apple, United Airlines. So I'm going to click on each one of these and click the major holders of these companies. And I just want to show you guys what I mean. So if you open up the holders of Home Depot, and I kind of picked different industries with the exception of Microsoft and Apple. So this is Home Depot, Vanguard, BlackRock, Bank of America, and just kind of remember those ones right there, top institutional holders. This is when I say the institutions need, when we're sitting at a moving average, hedge funds and institutions need to come in and buy the stock. Okay, here you go. Next, we're going to go to Delta Airlines, Vanguard, BlackRock, JP Morgan, and some other ones you recognize. We'll go to Bank of America, Berkshire Hathaway, Vanguard, BlackRock, JP Morgan, etc. Now let's go to Microsoft, Vanguard, BlackRock, T. Rowe Price. These are the big ones. Apple, same thing. Vanguard, BlackRock, Berkshire Hathaway, T. Rowe Price, Bank of New York Mellon, United Airlines, Vanguard, BlackRock. So these are the, see, when I start talking about the institutions and following the money, this is where you got to go. You can always, so it doesn't mean anything. It's not, nothing's going to change. I just want you guys to understand that when I say the institutions need to come in, these are the institutions and the big banks that need to come in. And when I say that banks lead markets, this is what I'm talking about. These guys are the ones that drive markets, one way or the other. So they're the deciding factor on which way markets go. And that's the end of that. So if you're interested in that, keep digging. It's pretty cool. If you guys want to join the Patreon, patreon.com/everythingmoney. We came out with the app yesterday. It's on iPhone. If you go to the Apple iPhone App Store and type in Everything Money, you'll find it. Android, it's getting held up with Android for processing or something, so it's still pending. You'll have it when Android releases it. And that's that. So if you want to get the app, if you want to join the Patreon, well, this one you can't get the app, but you get the Discord, which is made up of 3,700 people, and it's incredible. If you want the software on the app, $25 a month gets you that. If you want to be trading with me in the Bid and Ask Nation, Discord access, discounts to things, $69 a month, you will it will behoove you to do that. Next, let's see here. If you want to do a trading session with me, one-on-one, talk about whatever you want to talk about, day trading, swing trading, long-term trading. If you're new, if you're experienced, I don't care. I'll do it with you. $500, one-time session, Zoom call with me, and we can go through everything. I've had people that have done it with me before, and they are now crushing it. And if you want to find them in the Discord chat, go ahead and ask, and they'll let you know. And if you want to do a real estate deal with Paul, $10,000 one-time fee. He'll do a Zoom call. He'll walk through everything with you, and it's going to be great. Somebody just asked, is the app tablet friendly? Yes, it is on iPad to the best of my knowledge. So let's see where futures are at. Dun, 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 dun. And they are positive. I don't know why they're positive. Everybody's just waiting for the testimony of Jerome Powell. So we'll see what happens with that. And let's go from there. Oh, yeah. I don't know about Android tablets. Guys, I don't know anything about Android. I have no clue. The only Android phone that I would ever want would be a Huawei phone. And the United States has banned those. And those don't even work those barely work on Android's network, but Huawei's are sweet. So somebody give me some stocks and I'll rip through them and we'll see what we're going to do. The app is disruptive. The app sure is disruptive. BGFV. Never heard of it. BGFV. Big Five. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah. Okay. So definite short. Trend is down. You kind of missed the boat on the whole short. And you're just kind of sitting, maybe. Yeah, you're sitting at a support line, but you're also just hovering right above that 100-day moving average. So just be careful. Oh, Llewellyn, you have a Huawei? We need to talk more about that. I want to know more. Let's see here. United Healthcare. We can do United Healthcare. I have United Healthcare. I hate healthcare. I hate insurance in general. Scam. You want to talk about a racket? All right. So we got nothing. I'm going to zoom in here just to see where we're at. Let's draw a line straight across and see. So we're facing resistance basically at this 420.77 mark. Good news is your overall 4 major moving averages. Bad news is your volume is pretty terrible. But you're coming through the sweet spot. If you break out and make a new all-time high over the top of this wick, then I think you can go ahead and add to it and go from there. Okay. So the person that keeps typing SDGR, I'm not answering that just because you type it too much. Let's see. Let's do Citi. Citi. This is one of the banks. When does Citi report? Citi reports. Did Citi report yesterday? No. Citi reported today, this morning. Okay. Let's see what Citi did. So they popped up a touch. I'm sure they're sitting below their 100-day moving average. That's interesting. That's very interesting. This thing, for this to get going, I need my red line to start boosting up here. And the only thing that's going to get me up there is volume. If you don't have volume on this thing, it's not going to happen. And frankly, for you to be able to get through all 3 of these major moving averages, you're going to need a major uptick in this entire market. It's not just going to go without. You need the market to go higher. And by break all-time highs of the market, I mean break all-time highs, not flutter a little bit and kind of make a little bit, make a high here and pull back and make a high here. This thing needs to blow through and make a new high. So, all right, Pepsi. I know Pepsi reported. I think they reported yesterday. They had a pretty good day. Yeah, I mean, if you're in this overbought area, if you can make a new all-time high today, like an engulfing candlestick out there, and it finishes the day like such, you'll be all right. But be careful getting into these all-time highs. There was a stock that I saw that I really wanted to do, and I can't remember what it was. I think my man Hossam said it. NEO. That's what I wanted to do. Talk about disruption. All right, let's see. So NEO is basically, let's draw the consolidation area. This is the consolidation area. It had a peak here and it had a dip here. So right now it's just, stuck in this area of, call it 56 to 40. And it's just hovering right around its moving averages. You can see that it just can't break above any of its moving averages. So it's just stuck. You're going to need, and look how inconsistent this volume is. Up, down every day. I mean, it's expected. All this is just a stock that runs on news. So they don't really do anything. I mean, they have some cars, but let's see. Yeah, I mean, if you want to short this, I think it's a good opportunity for you to short it. And I think it's possible for you to get down to this 36 level, but don't short it until you break below that area. Actually, to be honest with you, I wouldn't short it until I got below the 100-day moving average. That's probably a much safer bet with very news-driven stocks, because Stock Mo is going to get in there and get all of his minions putting in $4 at a time and get this thing running. All right, Netflix. So Netflix, the thing I don't like about Netflix, and I was watching this very closely, I don't like that you basically had 10 days and you flew through the sweet spot. Don't love that. To me, that happened too quickly. The run was too short. And I think it's going to fall back down. All it did was fill this gap. So I can see this thing pulling back down again and honestly filling this little gap right here. So Netflix for me, I think it's on my watch list. I'm actually going to remove it from my watch list because I don't love it. EMF will disrupt your phone. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Best Buy. Best Buy did a reversal in the oversold area. I don't know. I don't think they reported earnings. That would not make very much sense. But man, Best Buy has had a what's this date back to? This goes to, where are we at here? Hold on, bear with me. This is August of 2020. So this is about a year. So let's pull this about a year. And it's just really stuck in this range. It's a big range. But if you just draw consolidation lines, let's go here and let's go here. It's about $106 to $121. So it really is just stuck in that range going long and short. Don't bet on this thing dropping below 105, 106. But to get up into this area, you need to go through 4 moving averages. It's going to be a rough go for you. So be careful. All right, Nokia. Nokia is the meme stock that I got very lucky on this day right here. This long shot. I invested it on, man, I invested in 2018 maybe in Nokia. Tanked. It got it at like $7, $8, tanked. And then this day, this was back when Don was working with us, and Don came in my office and he was like, "Have you seen Nokia? It's just like going." And I was like, "Nokia? I swear I own Nokia." So I went in there and I did own Nokia. I doubled my position on pure luck and sold it all right around this like $9 area. And then the same day it pulled back down and ended around $6 or something. So it was pretty funny. But Nokia, let's take a look at Nokia. Just be careful with this one. It's a meme stock. The minions are not my minions. The other minions are they love this thing. So just be careful. If you get an engulfing candlestick like that and it's filled, you can go for it. But otherwise, just don't do that. 1 hour class is the $500 class is 1 hour, Laura. MasterCard. I liked that one yesterday. The only reason I didn't like it is because by the time it broke through this engulfment area, it got to here and then it just started to wait a second. I got to refresh. It started to pull back a little bit, and that's what I didn't like. So you started to get this little wick on it. And I saw that it was going into this resistance point, so that's why I didn't add. So today, if we get something like this, it's 9:30, so the market's open. If we get something like that breaking through, then I'll go ahead and add to it. I also want to see good volume coming in. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. I got nothing else. Tomorrow, Patreon, top tier Patreon only live stream, 2:00. Me, Paul, Seth will be back, and we'll be recording tomorrow. And that's it. So if you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation, come chat with me today, and I will be in there quite a bit because I don't really have anything to do. Talk to you guys later. See ya.